A Texas worker accused of being on drugs was actually what?
Actually on drugs. So they were correct.
No, they were dying of heat stroke.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's sad.
The mother of a 24-year-old who died from heat stroke while working for a construction firm in Texas has filed a lawsuit against his employer. He was digging for the company in the hot summer sun to install internet fiber optic cable. And it goes into all this detail about other stuff. But according to the lawsuit, he began exhibiting heat stroke symptoms, including confusion, altered mental state, dizziness, and loss of consciousness.
Sure.
His friend and co-worker began pouring cold water over him, trying to cool him down. A foreman insisted that they call the police, claiming his bizarre behavior was due to drugs. And they pushed for a drug test when emergency medical services arrived.
Wow.
The temperature was 100 degrees Fahrenheit or 37.7 Celsius, with humidity levels reaching as high as 75%.
Wow.
Which is very hot.
Yeah. Yeah. Easy.
He had internal temperature of 109.8 Fahrenheit or 43.2 Celsius.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's not good.
It's way over what they say is heat stroke.
Yeah.
And then the company never bothered to call his mom about it. And then, so they basically just assumed that he was on drugs, which on the flip side, if we take the actual story out of it, if you're at work on drugs, claim you have heat stroke.
Possibly, if you can remember to do so. But also, I think that you should be like, wait a minute, is there another reason other than drugs for this? Maybe it's like, what could he possibly have? Heat stroke or something else? Some sort of reaction to something?
Yeah, is it I don't know, hot out, extremely hot out, and
to be pushing fuckers on drugs. God damn it! Just do a drug test on him. Like, no, the dude's dead. It doesn't matter. You killed him with heat stroke.
Even if he is on drugs and he's going to the thing, like, I mean, maybe worry about the fact that he seems to be dying.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I've said this for a long time. Your job doesn't give a fucking shit about you. If you die on the job, they'll be like, do a drug test. See,
put in the bare minimum. Do some drugs.
It's not our fault, but
sick when it's too hot.
I feel like when you live in Texas, though, you should expect it to be super hot all the time. I mean, I was in Texas.
No, but like they have rules about that kind of stuff. Like here, because it does get that hot on certain times, and there are like all different kinds of rules about how much you're allowed to work and whatnot when it's that hot.
Which makes sense.
I'm surprised that they would let them. Yeah.
Yeah, it is crazy. Like, I mean, that kind of heat is just ridiculous. So yeah, I mean, they must have like rules in Ireland when it gets to like 25 that. If it gets to like 16, they're like, fuck. It's getting dangerous.
Everyone do their drugs before it gets too hot. Yeah.
Everyone make sure for every 5 pints you have, drink some water. Okay? Just calm down. Like, it genuinely is funny. Like, once it hits like 14, 15 degrees, everyone gets the shorts out. It's just the shorts weather if it's like 15 degrees. And then, once it hits 20, that's it. It's getting too high. 23, we're just on strike. Fuck that.
It's literally the opposite here. Like, basically the exact same temperatures is when people will start to go, it's starting to get cold.
Yeah.
I mean, at 14, everyone is wearing multiple layers because
you're pussies. So it's like, yeah, but then see the Irish people walking around, be like, "This is fucking great." Yeah, it's really funny, but that's just how we're built differently. It's like we have a heat range of 14 to 22 degrees. After that, no, we're done. So,
I mean, but half of us are Irish anyway, so it's like,
yeah, but I don't know. It just hits different when you're actually here all the time. I don't know. It's different.
Well, an airline wouldn't let a woman use the toilet, so she did what?
Oh, I feel like she sat patiently in her seat until the plane landed, and then patiently got off the plane and found the nearest public toilet in the airport, quite politely and without causing any ruckus whatsoever.
This is what you should be doing on our trip. A woman urinated on the floor of a Spirit Airlines jet after complaining staff had prevented her from using the bathroom for 2 hours.
That was surprising. I didn't think that's where this was going. All right. So,
well, we've been looking at your internet history, so.
Oh, don't worry. That's just the tame version.
Airline golden showers.
But how do you prevent somebody from using the toilet for 2 hours on a flight? Like, was the fasten seatbelt sign on and she was afraid to move, or what happened?
I'm assuming that is the case. I mean, she literally squatted in the outside the thing and was peeing, so it doesn't seem like that.
Okay. Well, everyone gets a show on this flight. Jesus. Yeah.
The flight attendant actually filmed her.
Nice. Yeah. That's what I would do. I'd be like, everyone's getting free video.
I'm gonna get me some views on the hub for this, you know. If I'm gonna have to deal with this.
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder. Years ago, when I was a teenager, I was on a bus and a woman took a pee on the bus, like in front of me, and everyone was just trying to like not walk and pee for the rest of the trip. It was bizarre.
But how much extra did she charge for it?
I mean, that was a private arrangement. Yeah, it was like, oh, you've peed all over the bus. Fantastic. On a plane, it's slightly different.
I've had it happen twice actually last year, twice on the street. I've seen it happen.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you did it here. In front of everybody on the street twice last year.
No, but both times are like broad daylight where, yeah. And the one time in Vietnam, the woman, instead of going up against the wall and like trying to hide it, my friend and I are walking and she turned the other way and like more blatantly did it in public to show off what she was doing.
She make eye contact? Because if
no. We were I'm talking like, instead of doing it that way so that she was leaning back against the wall and like therefore her face would be facing the street, she turned around, bent over and squat so that her whole back area was pointing out into the road, not against the wall, away from the wall.
Fun times.
Yeah. Well, according to this video, the flight attendant told the woman she should drink some water because her pee smells disgusting.
Well, that is one critique you don't want when you're peeing all over a plane. Yeah. Drink some water, bitch.
There's nowhere in the thing that says whether the woman actually was blocked for 2 hours and why. she was blocked for 2 hours because she's also standing in the door area, so it's not like they were forcing her to sit down. So unless there was a couple of people joining the Mile High Club and she had to wait her turn.
Maybe so.
In which case, I support the airline. She is in the wrong.
Yes, of course. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, well,
Yeah, it seems like, as always, they say that they reached out to the airline, but they didn't get back to them. So who knows? Hopefully we get an update so that we know.
Yeah, I hope there's a follow-up next week to the story.
Otherwise, we're going to have to travel with a bottle and in preparation to...
Yeah.
Ask the flight attendant, like, how long will the takeoff period be? Because what if I need to pee? Can you supply me a bottle?
Absolutely. I think they should supply some sort of apparatus in case you can't get into the bathroom. They need to give you bottles, bowls, something to pee in.
Because they'll give you the bag to vomit in, but that's no good for...
No,
yes.
It's not gonna. I mean, you could try. I don't know.
Mid-flight is pulling out the bag and pissing into it.
Has anybody ever peed in these bags? Do they hold much pee? Do I need 2 bags? What's going on?
Excuse me, my bag is leaking and it's going everywhere.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, that would be so good. Now, the NFT of Jack Dorsey's first tweet sold for $2.9 million. I don't know if you remember that, but how much do you think it's worth today?
Let me see. It's an NFT, so nothing. Would be my guess.
So
$4. I'm not paying $4 for a screenshot of a tweet. Fuck that. Yeah, man, that's how much did it go for originally?
$2.9 million.
Jesus Christ, somebody got scammed. Like,
or someone effectively money laundered.
But like 2.9 million and now it's worth 4. That must be the worst return on investment of all time for anything ever purchased on the internet.
The perception of the same NFT has significantly changed, with the best offer currently standing at $3.77, according to data from OpenSea.
Wow.
He's been trying to resell the NFT since 2022. His efforts have been futile as he had to list the digital asset for $48 million. But he's going to donate half of his proceeds to charity at the time, he said.
What are they going to do with $2?
No, he wants $48 million. And then he'll donate $24 million to charity for something that's worth less than $4.
Like, legitimately, you could buy tangible things in the real world with $48 million, not just a single NFT of Jack Dorsey's first tweet, which I'm just going to say is not the most exciting thing in the world to own. So I don't see why
speak for yourself.
I mean, I'm speaking for the entire human race, but yeah.
I do like the idea of, stolen valor. The idea of stolen valor. Well, stolen valor, but for NFT things. So gone around telling people that I am the one who bought Jack Dorsey's first tweet as an NFT.
Just buy it now for $4 and be like, I paid $2.9 million for this shit. Be like, offer him $10 and see will he take it. Be like, come on, man, it's way over market value. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, then you'd have to donate $5 to charity, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, well, I guess we'll continue not to own NFTs in that case. But
the highest amount he ever got offered was $6,800.
Even at that, that's crazy for what it is. I mean,
when you compare that he spent that much money, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad though. It was just got out of hand. The whole NFT thing got out of hand. People were like, spending this crazy money for essentially one single digital file. Yes, it's got whatever features and I own it, but anyone else can have it at the same time. It's not like an art picture, like a Picasso or something. Yes, you can have a copy, but it's not the same as the actual one that's hanging up.
But you don't get any code with a Picasso, so it's not quite the same.
That's what you think, sir. But, Picasso was ahead of his time, man. But
I actually think it'd be fun to go around telling people, like, selling people on NFTs now.
I think what you could do is you could just, like, on your phone have, like, hundreds of pictures and be like, I was a billionaire, but I spent all of my money on NFTs and now they're collectively worth $55. So do like a crowdfunding campaign for like trying to raise money because you lost it all on NFTs. It's like, I was super rich, but come on, help a brother out.
Well, someone who kind of had that same situation, which could potentially be you. There's been a big story in Ireland recently of a package that washed up ashore. Did you lose a package?
No comment. No, I didn't, and I don't know about this story either. So this is a fun one.
Donegal? Donegal? Donegal. Oh,
Donegal, because Irish is weird. But yeah, Donegal. What is it? Because there's some interesting things I've watched up there in the past. So,
groups of youths have been spotted combing the Donegal, coastline for bales of drugs after 4 million euros of cocaine was found.
Mm-hmm. It was actually 5 million, but don't tell them. Yeah. Yeah, that's there you go. Yeah. I knew one of my coworkers in my day job has recently taken some extended leave. I wonder why.
Your day job.
Yeah. We'll keep that low key at the minute, but yeah. She so she's on the beach looking for drugs. So
yeah, apparently groups of youths have been spotted searching for other consignments along the coastline.
I mean, it's a business, so being entrepreneurial, getting out there, getting your stock for free, it's a good, smart move.
Well, especially when it's millions of euros.
Yeah.
A farmer saw some out there on his land searching, and he was concerned. And when he approached them, they said that they were only trying to assist in the search.
Mm-hmm. Good
Samaritans out helping the society.
Absolutely. Farmer was like, how much are you going to sell it for? And they were like, we'll do you a good deal. Yeah.
They had 60 kilos of, 2 large bales of 60 kilos of cocaine were found.
Nice. Thankfully, they haven't found a third one, but, it's all good. We'll recover that, I think.
It does say that, there's been an appeal issued to landowners and walkers who may come across such packages not to interfere with them, but to report them immediately.
Yeah. Don't take the millions of dollars worth of drugs you find and try and sell it. Just don't do that. Call the cops.
I have thought of that before, though, like with these stories. Like, let's say that you did find it or somehow, like, someone accidentally put in your house $1 million worth of drugs, what do you actually do? Because no, but let's just not even like as a joke. Like, let's say that it happens, right? And you're a normal person, and you're like,
sure.
But how do you actually like the thing of like, if you don't know someone who can move $1 million worth of cocaine, what are you supposed to do? Because like, most people aren't going to call the police, but at the same time, how do you actually even deal with it?
I think you there must be like a Udemy course or something how to sell drugs.
So you found $1 million of cocaine.
Skillshare, here to help you. Well, we're not getting ever sponsored by any of those. So.
No, we're above them. We'll start our own. The cocaine dealers.
Cocaine you.
Yeah. Have you ever found $1 million worth of cocaine and thought, what do I do with it? Well, today we're going to share with you the 10 key secrets to how to move $1 million of cocaine.
Just, you know what would be really fucking funny? Just to put it up on Amazon. It's like create a listing, just white powder, totally not cocaine. Send it to like the Amazon distribution center for them to send it out. So technically, it's the Amazon selling cocaine.
I think it'd be a fun reality show. 10 everyday people receive $1 million worth of cocaine.
Your application to the show, you don't know what it is. You just like, you want to be on the show, and then we just plant cocaine in your house. And you have to do it so that you're not allowed to call the cops, otherwise we shoot you in the head.
No, you get the cocaine, you just have to figure out what you're going to do with it. So you can go to the police and be fine with it, or you can do whatever. But there would
100% be some dude who would just sit there taking coke all day. Call all his mates over. Let's do some coke.
First, I'm going to do some cocaine, and then I'm going to figure out what I do with it.
I know. I'll take some cocaine, and that'll give me the idea for what to do with the cocaine. Oh, I better take some more cocaine. Then there's none left. It's like, dude, you owe us $1 million. Anyway.
But yeah, even like, do you tell your wife? Do you like? There's so many dilemmas into just randomly finding $1 million worth of cocaine. Even taking out the cocaine aspect, say you find $1 million worth of cash.
Yes.
What do you do?
For starters, I go somewhere else and just be like, get out of there as quickly as possible with that bag of cash. Be like, yeah, everything is paid for with cash forever.
But even then, it's like, you don't know. You have to think about the fact that it could be marked.
Mm-hmm.
So you can never confidently spend any of it.
You just got to keep on the move. Just spend a little bit, move, spend a little bit. Like, buy one of those super big RV things and just drive around all the time.
Well, that's not going to be suspicious.
No, it's going to be super not suspicious.
What happened to Dave? Well, he went off.
Just woke up one morning
right around the time that the $1 million went missing.
Yeah, totally, absolutely. Yeah, I think it'll be a nice retirement, just running around, escaping.
But you can't react to it. See, this is why you would get caught, because you would react and be caught straight away. If you're going to keep the money, you have to hide it and then act as if nothing has happened.
I mean, listen, I would be very calm and collected. I would have all gold teeth. and I would have, there would be subtle changes, not big changes, but my private yacht on the harbor and stuff like that. And it's all good. We would have a nice time.
I mean, you literally cannot even afford a yacht on a harbor.
Well,
over $1 million.
You're not thinking out of the box. I would rent one and just fuck off and never bring it back. So yeah, there we go. I mean, if you're going to steal $1 million, who cares? You're going to do whatever.
But is it even technically stealing if it... This is the thing. It just appears to you.
Somebody out there wants to try this out and just drop $1 million at my house. We will find out what exactly you can do with it. I don't mind. But
it is a great conundrum of what do you actually do.
I just want to go into like a car dealer's with cash and be like, I need a car. Here's the cash. Because I don't think they'd take it from you. They'd be like, no.
Well, here anything over $10,000 it has to be registered. So you actually, basically cannot spend in that level of, and then you have to explain. So you would literally have to come up with a reason as to why you now have.
Where did you get the money? Not selling drugs. That's for sure. It's true. I didn't. Yeah, man, that'd be.
It is a fun reality show though. Like dump $1 million at 10 different families, and then they have to figure out what to do with it.
Yeah. I mean,
I would actually be a great reality show where like the whole family knows what's happening except for one person. So it's like the father gets $1 million, and then his wife and kids know that this is a reality show, but he doesn't. And then it's the test of what does he do? Does he tell them? How does he act?
And the ideal is that he just runs away with his secret family that they didn't know about. Yeah. Perfect. It'd be a good show. I think people would tune back in every week.
Expensive show.
I mean, I don't know how it is in other places, but here they allocate like 60,000 per hour, per half hour or per hour of TV. So you just got to make enough episodes for it to cover that cost. So like make it like, I don't know, 35 episodes. Yeah.
You get in so much trouble too because people be complaining about the moral high ground and
yeah. Oh yeah.
Not just destroy someone's family.
Yes, we can. That is the basis of all TV ever. So, yeah.
Well, King Charles is upset about something very relatable. Do you want to guess what it is?
His micro penis.
Well, relatable to normal people, not just you.
Okay. No, he doesn't like peanut butter. His favorite peanut butter brand has gone. I don't know.
Probably that, but he's miffed at being forced to pay rent by Prince William.
Okay.
So
wait, that's his son. So his son is charging him rent.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So Prince William is in firing line for charging his father rent on the royals' holiday home in Wales.
Gotta make that money, not everyone just gets $1 million dropped off in their house and they do with it. So,
every week at least.
His royal allowance means it's not enough. They're on Airbnb renting out that home. So, that'd be fun if you rented an Airbnb and it ended up being like a celebrity's like summer house or something. And then I
actually had that on there was a guy who, like a local celebrity, but it was a news article this week that he was renting his house out and you could rent it.
Nice.
And it said that you could live like this guy, but then the actual story was that you could rent his
house.
Oh,
wow. Yeah, still fun times.
But yeah, King Charles was informed he would have to pay his elder son to stay at the firm's Linwood Muir. There's no way that I can pronounce Welsh words. Property located in Brecon Beacons National Park.
Okay.
Prince William took ownership of the place after Queen Elizabeth died. And then he plans to rent out the 3-bedroom cottage on the property. So maybe he can actually just.
How much rent? How much is he looking for? Because is there negotiations? Can we discuss things?
It's okay. So they bought the house for $2.2 million in 2007.
Okay.
Which is expensive, but it's not that expensive that is actually out of the realm of possibility for just some ordinary moron to rent it.
For a royal family, that's not a bad purchase price. So
that's pretty cheap for a royal family. You would expect like an extra zero, really.
Yeah. To kind of cheapen out on this one, but okay.
Charles likes to stay at the cottage for a week or two every summer and will now have to pay for the privilege.
Mm-hmm.
Prince William has decided to use his home as a rental property. The new monarch will simply be another short stay tenant coughing up cash to stay in the royal abode. He'll have to move his personal belongings from the home. It is a situation that has left the new monarch miffed and disappointed.
Well, that is an awful situation for such a person to be in. He could just go to one of his many other holiday homes that he doesn't have to pay his son rent for. But no.
Well, why do you think Prince William and Princess Catherine are renting out this house?
Because their joint OnlyFans is not making enough money.
No.
Okay.
They want to support the Welsh tourist industry.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And they're doing their part.
Okay. Yeah. So rich people making more money, even though they're not Welsh, makes sense. That's good. Yeah. Interesting.
It makes a lot of
people pissed off.
Sense. Now, the weird thing is that, so it's only a bungalow, but it's built on 192 acres of land. Okay.
Yeah. So there's not a lot of room, but you can't really do anything outside. I get it.
Not a lot of space to hide I don't know, bag of cocaine that you've hidden.
Yeah, exactly. What are you supposed to do on that much land? Like, it's nothing.
But it will be open to vacationers after September.
Nice.
So there is a chance that this is going to be on Airbnb, and
beautiful.
You're only going to be like a 1-hour flight away from Airbnb.
Yeah, but I'd rather not. But anyway,
it's the sustainable cottage equipped with a wood chipper boiler. Includes a roomy barn with dining room seating for up to 16 guests.
No, that's good because I always bring 16 guests with me on my holiday. It's the first thing I look for, in fact. It's a barn with room for 16 people. So,
as well as custom carpeting inspired by 18th century Welsh blanket design.
The best decade for Welsh blanket design was that time. A century for it, I believe. Yeah.
I mean, that literally sounds like terrible. Like if you told me your carpet was inspired by 18th century Welsh blanket design, picturing that actually sounds crap.
It's like I have this new beer. It was inspired by 1950s pig vomit. You should try it. It's
from
good.
Wales.
I mean, of course. Yeah. I know.
Yeah, I mean, it's They did actually take the flowers from their wedding and then replant them on the cottage grounds.
I mean, that seems a bit ridiculous, but okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, just think you could vacation there and then kick some of those flowers and do your part in destroying some of their wedding.
That is actually a wet dream I had one time. Yeah.
The funny thing is the carpets, they do have some pictures and it does look like shitty old carpet, like you would imagine 18th century carpet to look.
I feel like it's not going to be high quality carpet. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, it's a shame they haven't listed what it'll be renting for. Otherwise, we could
book it straight away.
Yeah, be one of the first to go take a shit in the royal.
I was going
toilet.
to ask, do you need to bring your own toilet, or is one provided for you, or do you just like go outside in the wilderness? So,
or leave it on the doorstep.
Yeah. There you go. Thanks, sir. Here's a gift from Ireland.
There's plenty of Guinness in that one for you.
Oh, yeah, man.
I mean, yeah, wow. Imagine, yeah. It also can't be that big of a town. So even if you stayed in the property next to it would be...
I mean, property next to it is still pretty far away with acres. So, it's like it's only next door neighbors are just like a 15-minute drive.
Our next door neighbors are the king, but he's actually in a different county. So
I really hope it's like the king is like, I need to go to the cottage to get stuff. They're like, well, you got to pay rent. He's like, oh, fuck, I don't want to pay rent. But he's hidden stuff there and he wants to get it back. So the first people who stay there find it and then can blackmail the king.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good chance that there is like a secret hiding place that they forgot about.
First person to rent it out tears the fucking place apart, trying to find some treasure or something to blackmail the family with. And only if they find it will it be okay.
Do you know how good of a video it would be to be on YouTube and be like, I found the Queen's used underwear?
Oh man, that's a surefire viral hit right there.
Especially if it's accurate. Like the idea that you're digging through the Queen's old property, looking through hidden compartments in the hope of finding old underwear.
You know what? I don't know why that made me think of this, but I think what we need to do is send this story to every porn company in the UK and be like, I found your next location. Rent this out and make all of these films. And then even just pretend you found all this cool stuff. I mean, weird stuff. It would be great. Yeah, I'd enjoy that. But anyway, too many things can happen when you rent out a property like that.
Well, both Camilla and Charles have lived there, so they could also have this is the problem. How do you distinguish used underwear between the former Queen and the now whatever you call Camilla? Like, yeah. How are you supposed to know whether it's whose musky panties you're sniffing?
Let eBay decide. Just pop them up there. Like.
Yeah.
I feel like there's they're gonna miss something. So you go in and as you rented it, there's gonna be something, and you're gonna find it. You're gonna blackmail them for life. It's gonna be great. So when are they opening up? September? All right.
Yeah. So September we're gonna go looking for some musky underwear.
Anyway, you were completely wrong. It's Charles's underwear. So there we go.
That would be, yeah. When should a business not sue someone that owes them money?
I don't know if they whenever. Yeah. I mean, if you owe the business money, that's perfectly fine, probably. But I don't know.
I think you're gonna regret saying that because a man who sued a woman over luxury watch sales.
Okay.
Was ordered to refund her $28,000 instead because the watches were fake.
All right. Sweet.
So he sold the woman 2 counterfeit luxury watches and sued her for an outstanding payment of $16,000. But he lost the lawsuit when she countersued on the basis that they were fake. And then he had to pay back $28,000 that he'd paid for it with interest.
Yeah, in that case, if you know you've sold counterfeit watches, don't sue the person who bought them. Just run away and never contact them again.
Especially when you've got paid for one of the watches. So you've already made a substantial profit on, I'm assuming, on your dodgy watches.
Let's just hypothetically say for these fake watches, you paid $100 each. You're never paying that, but let's just say, so you pay $100 for these watches in some shady market in, I'm going to say Bangkok for no particular reason. And then you sell them as the real deal. Yeah, just change your name after that. Run away. Don't go back looking for more money if you've got some money. That's crazy. That's not how you run a fake counterfeit watch business. So anyway, if you want to find out more how to run a fake counterfeit watch business, hit me up on Skillshare. Tell you how to do it.
What he's saying is that the watches that were examined were fake, but the watches that he delivered to her were different.
Sure. Oh, well, that's, okay.
And he says that she was facing financial difficulties, which provided a motive for her to pass the counterfeit watches to the expert for examination.
All right. Well, yeah.
But the judge ruled against him.
Interesting. Because that leaves a lot of questions then to be answered. So,
yeah.
There you go. Counterfeit. I mean, that's one way of getting out of debt as well. Like, buy some real watches. Don't pay for them. Get sued. Buy some counterfeit watches and be like, this is what he gave me. They're counterfeit. And then get money from the dude who legitimately sold you watches.
Yeah, I think this needs like 4 more layers of it too. Because if you then resold the watches, then got sued for those, like you could just keep building these layers of reselling and selling fake watches until you're rich. It's a great
scam.
Plan.
Yeah. I love it.
It's a good way to get to launder the $1 million that you randomly found in your house.
That's true. That's true. So yeah, step 1, find a scam.
A veteran celebrating his 104th birthday credits what for his longevity?
Cocaine and alcohol. And
well, you're half right.
Okay, sweet. Just the cocaine then.
Jim Beam and Jack Daniels.
All right, 2 best friends. And
he even says, and I always say I have 2 good friends, Jim Beam and Jack Daniels.
Nice, except after hanging out with them too long, I get in trouble. Yeah, nice, man. Nice. Yeah.
Life advice.
Then there you go. Proof that if you hang out with your friends all the time, you live longer. So even if your friends are
ladyboys,
whiskey.
Yeah. What's the best excuse? Now you can relate to this, and you can probably use the one you use. But what's the best excuse when you get caught having sex with your dog? What was the one you used to get off last time?
Why do you want to know what the best excuse is? Are you planning something? Have you just got
just
a dog?
In case.
What's going on?
Just in case.
I don't know. Depends on the situation, but I would suggest you say something along the lines of, she came on to me. So there you go. Yeah.
That's even lamer than this.
Yeah, probably.
A Penn State professor accused of performing sexual acts with his dog said, "I do it to blow off steam."
Steam being the name of the dog.
A long-time award-winning Penn State professor allegedly performed sexual acts with his dog in sickening displays that were captured on a state forest trail camera. So they have hidden cameras in the forest. He went there with his dog, and
I mean, it was, there was energy in the air. It was just a magical, romantic evening.
He was caught with his naked from the waist down, except for socks and shoes.
As you do, yeah.
Committing the perverted acts with his collie near bathrooms at Rough Rock State Forest in Pennsylvania.
All right. Well, yeah.
He was also identified from an incident in April and also May.
I would say don't do that.
Now, even more, you shouldn't be doing that. He was caught trying to record himself performing the lewd acts with an electronic tablet.
Come on, man. It's not that difficult to set up cameras properly. I mean, come on. Come on. A tablet? What are you, fucking stupid? Yeah, definitely gets like an F for his attempt here.
And when they went to go check his home, he went into a panic, according to the report.
He shouldn't. Maybe they were going to find all the cocaine he had. Found it on the beach.
Well, he said when they told him that they thought they knew why they. At one point, investigators told him they thought he knew why they were searching his home. He replied, "I'm done. I'm dead." He actually begged them to shoot him, saying, "I need to die," and then said, "I do it to blow off steam."
Okay, well.
It does appear that he was wearing a ski mask, because it says the Rangers are reportedly able to find the backpack and ski mask that was visible in the April footage.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, he clearly knew what he was doing was not generally accepted by society as an okay thing to do on a trail. But
yeah, I mean, how sickening. Do it at home like a regular person.
Yeah, at least then you can set up your lighting set up properly. You can use a proper camera, not a fucking tablet.
Yeah. I mean, this is very offensive.
Content creation needs to be taken seriously in that side of things.
Especially since he's been allegedly partaking in lewd acts in the forest since 2014. That's 9 years he had to practice.
Oh, man. Yeah, 9 years. Jesus, you think he'd get it right at that point. But hey.
You would think he would work out to do it at home by then.
You would.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're going to do that, have some decency and do it at home. I mean,
it's one thing should be done at home for sure.
yeah, I mean, the moral of the story is do it at home.
Yeah. Like a civilized person.
Especially if you're an award-winning professor, you would think you would know to think about that.
You would think so, but apparently, yeah, maybe he's a great academic mind and not so much a social aware person.
It definitely sounds like it, like, using a tablet to film.
I can't wait for the biopic of his life. They make all these academic characters into like movies now. So this guy.
Well, imagine that's your like coworker or friend. Why hasn't Dave been at work for the last month? And then like the next day you're like, oh, okay, well, that explains a lot.
Yeah. I've always wanted to be one of those tiny characters in a biopic.
You've always wanted to be the dog?
No, not the dog. But like, a coworker of someone who's been up to some shit and you're like, what the fuck's been going on? Knew this job was driving people crazy, but fuck. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Now this is a real story in 2023.
Okay, sure.
What would be good health advice for the people of Australia?
Good health advice for the people of Australia. Don't. I don't know. Always look where you're going to pee if you were in a forest, because there might be like some dangerous spider or something there. Who knows?
I thought you were going to link that back to there might be a trail camera.
I was thinking about it, but well, no, you're way off. Now, again, it's 2023.
It is, which is important when I say this, because, yeah. Could wearing masks in public be the answer to Victoria's COVID death rises? Researchers think so. So it's time we go back to wearing masks.
I mean, most people are not going to do that anymore. So
no, they're talking about government enforced bringing it back.
That's not the advice I had, but interesting. Yeah, maybe a better advice would be, if you discover that you have COVID, don't go near other people to give it to them. That's one thing you can do. But also, no on that. Unless you're going to get some like cool 1980s full head masks, like Freddy Krueger ones, or so none of the cloth things for just like the whole face covered up. I think that's more realistic. So people in Australia going around in like horror masks from the 1980s. That's what I want to see.
That's what we need.
Yeah, that'll be better.
And no condoms, just that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think still condoms. But,
I mean, with your dog, it doesn't really matter, but
you don't want that hybrid species. Right? A little puppy with a human face.
But yeah, I mean, they actually. This is not in like some wacky newspaper either. It's the biggest local newspaper. So, bring it back. Bring the government back, forcing people to wear masks again. That's going to really go over well.
It's because they spent a shitload of money buying all these masks and they have stockpiles of them. They're like, well, got to use them somehow. So... Here we go.
I mean, they did buy a bunch of random stuff that I think they ended up throwing out. So, but yeah. Well, in Hong Kong, they're fighting smoking in a unique way. Do you want to guess what they're doing to fight smoking?
Fight smoking. Are they rewarding you for not smoking by giving you
cigarettes?
Credits for, I don't know, the arcade?
Sadly, no. The health minister of Hong Kong has come out with a unique idea to stop smoking. Do you want to guess what this idea could be?
Maybe I don't know, man. He just to make you stop smoking. They give you. They got to replace it with something else. So it's got to be they make you or they give you.
They're replacing it with something else.
No. Maybe if you're a smoker, you're not allowed in public.
Well, not that, but kind of.
Okay.
A weirder way of doing that. So Hong Kongers, as they are known, are urged to stare at smokers in a disapproving way.
Oh, nice.
To help create a tobacco-free city.
All these motherfuckers staring at me. What's going on? You're smoking, dude. Yeah. That'd put you right off smoking for sure.
He said that the professor said that people are unlikely to hit back if everyone stares at them.
Okay.
When the members of the public see people smoking in non-smoking areas, even if no law enforcement can show up immediately, we can stare at the smokers. When someone takes out a cigarette at a restaurant, everyone on the premises can stare at that person. I do not believe that person would dare to hit back at everyone at the restaurant as they are simply staring. I don't even smoke, but I want to bring out a cigarette in a Hong Kong restaurant and just play with it.
You'd just be like, I'm gonna, well, anyway. Just tease that you're about to light your smoke. Yeah, man, that's I don't know, because I would, maybe, I don't know. Why does nobody thought of this before? If people are doing things you don't want them to do, just stare at them.
Well, he's saying that take queuing at a bus stop as an example. No one will say it requires the law to compel people to queue. Okay. Our society is able to create a culture where people will comply with this rule of queuing when waiting for buses.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
So if you just look negatively at people, it's going to stop people smoking.
It's a good point. Yeah. I feel that he's just made all the sense in the world for some reason. He's even gone as crazy as saying that authorities will use surveillance footage or video clips provided by members of the public as evidence to crack down on smokers. To send a team of starers to their house. People stand outside looking at them. What are you doing? There you go.
We're the staring squad.
Yeah. Oh, wow. You know, could just ban smoking. Just be like, nobody is allowed to smoke anymore. It's all good.
Yeah, well, you just ban people from buying it.
Yeah. Cigarettes. You can't buy cigarettes now unless you're 65 and have your grandparents with you. So.
You need ID, but your ID needs to be like over 80 or something.
Yeah.
So people are getting fake IDs to be 80.
Yeah, I like it. You only looked like 25. My friends Jim Beam and Jack Daniels will help me out. So, yeah.
It would be actually fun to get a fake ID that is so obviously fake.
Yeah.
For no reason at all, except to just say that you're 90.
It's be like, I look good for my age, don't you think? Here's my ID, just so you know. They're like,
well, I don't know if they do it there, but here they actually do ID people not from. To go into like any nightclub, you have to give them your ID and they scan it so that they have your details in case something happens, not just checking that it's whatever. Not in bars, but generally in nightclubs they do it, and kind of only nightclubs, but like bars they might check if they think you're underage, but
okay.
In a nightclub to go in, they'll scan it, and that way if you do something they know who you are.
Fuck, man. That's fucking. Yeah. That's no. I don't want to do that. I don't know if they do it here. I haven't gone to a nightclub in a long time, but I don't think they do. So.
But yeah, like here, like even if you're 50 and they knew that you were 50, they'd be like, well, you can't come in because we need to actually scan the ID.
Wow. All right. 90-year-old fake ID it is.
The only problem is it's going to get, because they scan it, it's going to like obviously send the thing off that this is fake too.
We got to find a programmer or something who can rig it for us. It's all good. We're get a hacker to.
I mean, it would be hilarious to get rejected for a fake ID.
I swear I'm old enough to come in, dude. Like, no, you're not. It says you're not. So. Yeah,
and then deliberately like that way you could then complain at them for saying that they think you're underage. You're like, I swear I'm not 17.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think a 17-year-old could grow this beard?
Are you still there? Oh,
yeah,
froze. Yeah, I just froze for a sec. Sorry, man.
Fake IDs, scanning it.
Yeah, it's the government watching to see what we're talking about this week.
They're tracking all our cocaine theories.
Shh, that's a secret. Yeah. Anyway.
Have you noticed that there's been some weird political money stories lately? Like that the whole political money system seems to be all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen from the US, who like controls the monetary policy in the US, reportedly ate hallucinogenic mushrooms at a restaurant in China.
As you do.
They stopped at a location, a restaurant chain specializing in dishes, where a food blogger on the Chinese social media spotted the top official eating a variety of Chinese dishes. They said, when I walked by their table on the way to the washroom, I slowed down to take a glance at the dishes they ordered. Our staff said she loved mushrooms very much, the restaurant wrote on social media. She ordered 4 portions of this wild mushroom species. And the restaurant said it was a magical day.
Okay.
So and this is in the Independent as well. So this seems to be like legitimate that she went and ate magic mushrooms in China.
Hey, if they're legally available through a restaurant and not like some dude with a hot dog cart at the side of the street, then it's totally fine. That seems like not a good time to be making financial policies, but there you go. Who knows what they were talking about at this meeting?
Well, a professor of botany said that scientists have not yet identified the compounds responsible for causing the hallucinations. It remains a bit of a mystery, and most evidence is anecdotal. I have a friend who mistakenly ate them and hallucinated for 3 days.
I have a friend who mistakenly... Sure, pal.
One person who ate a similar dish said, you thought you were walking straight, but you just fell sideways.
I mean, there's quite a difference. Yeah, for sure.
And then the restaurant where they ate was quickly flooded with reservations.
All right. There you go.
But it does seem weird that like someone with so much power who, because she controls basically the interest rates for the US, which then essentially controls it for the whole of the world, probably shouldn't be eating hallucinogenic mushrooms in a Chinese restaurant.
Or should be. Like, it should be a requirement at least once a month just to fucking chill the fuck out. Like, if you have that job, you need to regularly consume magic mushrooms, and you need to enjoy that experience. Otherwise, you can't have the job. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But it is so
like
weird.
Some weird fucking financial policies coming out of the US. Like what happened? Oh, she was on the mushrooms last week. Obviously, that's what she came up with this one. Oh, okay.
All mortgages are free for October.
We pay you money. That's how that works. Get a mortgage, we will pay you. It's great. We'll just print off money from our electric money printer.
I mean, that is actually literally what they do, though.
Yeah. But they're going to send it to you this time. You're going to be like receiving a block of $1 million in your driveway. You have to decide what to do with it.
But they have had issues because they literally do just print money, and that is their way of doing it. And they did literally just send people money during the COVID stuff. So
they didn't send any my way. So, but I know, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's what the world needs is the person who controls the finances of the whole world to go eat magic mushrooms.
Yeah. Makes the world a more fun place and just shows you what you should be doing if you want a high-powered financial job. So.
And then afterwards, she said that her visit won't solve challenges overnight. So.
I'm glad she's aware of that. Takes
so
3
maybe
days.
she did just literally just go there to trip on mushrooms and
why not? I mean, you know, she's out there having fun. She's on vacation, having a little trip to China. So then she decided to go on a further trip.
I mean, yeah, it's just bizarre.
Yeah, for sure.
Very reassuring for the whole world that.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, finally, we go back to the cocaine.
As we always do. Yeah.
Cocaine dumped off the coast of Florida could have crazy consequences.
Mm-hmm.
And according to this article, what are those consequences?
It could wash up on a beach in Donegal in Ireland, and some kids might find it.
That's a separate issue. This is an entirely different bunch of cocaine that's been left.
Okay. In that case, are we talking...
Which does seem odd that like there's so many...
It's a lot of cocaine being left.
A lot of cocaine just being left. Yeah. It's almost like someone does have a reality show where they're like...
We're not supposed to talk about it, but...
Imagine they did, and then we ruined their entire reality show.
That would be funny. Yeah, I'd like that to be the reality of this. But I'm going to guess, with it being Miami and it being dumped in the water, we're going to have coked up dolphins and sharks fighting each other in a UFC style aquatic battle. That's what it could lead to. No, maybe.
Pretty close, actually.
Sweet.
They have crazy consequences if sharks eat it. So they are worried about the sharks consuming cocaine and making them act in crazy ways. And that some sharks appear to be acting strangely.
All right. Well, This does just sound like the setup of the sequel to the movie Cocaine Bear. They're just going to have Cocaine Shark, and it's going to be even wilder. So
Cocaine Bear versus the Meg.
Yeah, there we go. It's a nice crossover.
You can actually guarantee that there is someone who makes one of those movies sitting there going, there we go, we have it. This is the next
100%. 120%. They're sitting there going, perfect. That's the story I've wanted to come through.
I think Cocaine Shark, the porn parody, has got to be our next big thing. A Cocaine Shark Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many angles to take it. I think it'd be good. A
hammerhead shark, which normally avoids humans, came straight at the team researching and appeared to be swimming wonkily. So,
what a great word! I like it to describe how a shark is swimming. It's great journalism.
A sandbar shark, which appeared to be fixated on something and was swimming in tight circles despite nothing being in sight. So we have a bunch of cocaine sharks out there.
I mean, that is the most 2023 story. And like in the future, people will look back and be like, do you remember the 2020s? They were fucking wild. Like the shit that was happening. We had cocaine sharks. We had all kinds of shit going on.
Cocaine sharks barely even makes a mention. It's that wild that.
Yeah,
that was like a throwaway thing that we forgot
even
about.
The top 10 weirdest things to happen in the 2020s. Just fucking sharks on cocaine. Oh well. Yeah.
The researchers made a bait ball of highly concentrated fish powder. This was designed to trigger a dopamine rush as close to a hit of cocaine as the team feasibly could and ethically do in an experiment. So the team is experimenting with getting as close to giving sharks cocaine as they can.
I just, when you put a team together for something like this, I'd want them to sit down for like an hour and discuss the question, what could possibly go wrong? This is the sort of thing that happens at the start of a movie where things go horribly wrong.
We're going to give sharks cocaine and see what happens.
We're not going to give them real cocaine. We're going to simulate as close as we can to real cocaine. And we know how they react to that because we gave them cocaine last week. And they're gonna see.
They literally have a quote. We gave them what I think is the next best thing. It set their brains aflame. It was crazy.
Perfect. That's exactly what you want to do with an apex predator. Get them high on cocaine. Yeah, perfect.
I think we have got a potential scenario of what it may look like if you gave sharks cocaine. Mr. Heard said in the film, cocaine sharks. Made for Shark Week on the Discovery Channel. So not only it's already been made.
Wow. All right. Fine.
They even went as far as to drop their fake cocaine bales from an airplane to simulate a real life drug drop.
Because that would make a difference to the sharks in the water.
Well, it did apparently because they moved in.
Wow. Yeah. Great. If you didn't think this world was fucked up enough, what do you think now?
What we need to do is simulate being a drug dealer. So we need to deal some drugs, then sell those drugs, fund the fake drugs to fly in a plane, and then drop it to the sharks so that the sharks think it is real drugs.
Yeah. And then they owe us all the money.
Because a shark, a drug smuggling pilot would take cocaine. I should take cocaine while I'm doing this to drop the drugs off so that the sharks don't think there's a problem. Because if they see a regularly flying plane, they're going to know it's not the same.
You don't want the sharks to be like, hey, there's something weird going on here.
Yeah, that plane flew in regularly and just dropped the cocaine for no reason. Yeah. On a clear blue day. We cannot have
dropping cocaine for no reason. There has to be something. Yeah.
The sharks cannot be onto us.
No. Well, yeah. So, I mean,
well done to the team from Cocaine Sharks for their amazing authenticity.
I mean, that's one way to say it. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm not excited about the Cocaine Sharks. I think it's bad. But there you go. Yeah.
Well, yeah, if we learned anything this week, it's that there are cocaine sharks out there waiting to feast on you. So next time you go to the beach, don't worry about sharks. Worry about cocaine sharks. Because they are out there. We know because the Discovery Channel went out of their way to mimic a cocaine drop-off to give them the next best thing to cocaine. To see how they would react.
I mean, cocaine dealers had kind of saturated the market for humans. So they're like, what's next? Fucking sharks. That's what's next. So I feel like this was the next logical step, and now the world is more fucked up than I thought it was. So thanks. Yeah. I always leave this podcast on every week and think, Jesus, I did not know the world
sharks.
It's bad. It's
well,
bad.
I did my part. I did literally eat shark for dinner, so
good. One less cocaine shark. Thanks to you. So
yeah, next time I'm gonna have to ask the restaurant to feed the shark cocaine first, so that I have a baseline of what a shark with cocaine tastes like, so that next time I go to a restaurant, I will know if one that I've eaten is on cocaine.
Which, would be interesting.
It's science.
Technically it is. So there we go.
According to the Discovery Channel.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. There you go. Disturbed, but good. Oh, good. So, we'll survive probably. All right. Well, I'm gonna leave you with that, and then I think next week, obviously, there'll be more crazy, disturbing stories.